good afternoon. This is Will, and Keita's not here right now, but that's okay. This is a couple of goobers, and this is a channel all about movie reviews. We have a gaming section. We also love to talk to up and coming movie producers, movie directors, since that's what I went to school for. We all know that I have degrees in film and all of the things. So before we get started, I introduce you to this great, wonderful, talented guest that we got coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and pay a couple of bills. Hold on one second.
Just You Soap Company's mission is to provide enriching handmade natural products with love, creativity, imagination, and originality. They have a skincare brand that will provide nourishment and moisturization. Ditch the commercial brands. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your time, money, and health on mediocre products. No one should. Visit them at JustYouSoapCompany.com. Hello. Today on the podcast, we have Wes Clark, who is one half of the Clark Brothers director team. He has over 20 years of professional experience in film, video, photography, and broadcasting. He began his journey in 1997 when he trained and graduated from the Lewis A. Wilson School of Technology in Dix Hills, New York. Hey, we graduated the same year. I know how old you are. In 2004, West wrote and produced his first short film, Rebel, which won the Grand Jury Award at the New York Film and Video Festival. From 2007 to 2011, West co created and operated Block TV, that's BLOK TV, an online media entertainment news show, interviewing numerous celebrities and covering prestigious events such as the MTV Video Awards, the Academy Awards, the Sports Emmy Awards, and Super Bowls. Those are Roman numerals, and I don't have it in me today to tell you which ones, but we're gonna ask him what the two are. Sorry, y'all. It's 61 and 64. It looks like
I don't think there's 60
it's
something.
not or 50. It's L50.
Uh, yeah, we're gonna figure that out later.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm shenanigans today. Sorry, Wes. Wes directed a short film based on his own comic book series, 7 to 7. That's the number 7 to the word spelled out 7, which screened at multiple festivals and is now available for streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Okay, I got Amazon Prime. His projects Groupie, The Blueprint of a Self-Made Millionaire, The Candy Shop, Playing Dirty, and 7 to 7 are all streaming on platforms including Tubi, Amazon Prime, and others. A graduate of Full Sail University with a bachelor's degree in media communications and a master's degree in creative writing. Come on now. Wes specializes in storytelling, including screenwriting, story crafting, producing, directing, and editing all visual media styles. We introduce to you on a couple of Goobers podcast today, Wes Clark.
welcome, welcome, brother. How you doing, man?
How are you? How are you? You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey.
I been here with these big old headphones on.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you for
No,
having me here. It's really
oh,
cool.
no. We appreciate you for showing up. So tell me, as my wife likes to say, we like to get right into the meat and potatoes.
Let's do it.
Now, you are a filmmaker. What inspired you to become a filmmaker?
I just really I started out as a film lover, and just ever since can remember, I always watched films. I used to watch them with my mother. My mother was a big film buff, and she just always watched films, and I was always watching them with her. I was a mama's boy growing up, so I was always up under her. So we watched films together, and then that just got me into. I used to do music as well, so I'm a musician or whatever in a former life, but I don't know. They just kind of transitioned pretty good. When I went to Lewis A. Wilson Tech, I only went to that program, because I saw music videos. Like, you could do music videos, because at the time I was doing music production.
Yeah.
and then I transitioned to film from that program actually. Yeah.
Okay, that you kind of started off like I did. I'm from Los Angeles, California, now in Tennessee.
Okay. I,
So
I
I
was just out there.
oh yeah, that's home, born and
Yeah,
raised.
I was just
Uh,
out
uh
there in March.
oh okay. So did you what you had a show or something out there?
You know what? That was my first time ever going to Los Angeles ever. Like since I even
Okay.
did film, I have an agent out there, and I went there to, because he told me I need to come out there and meet people. So
Oh okay, I definitely
that's why
understand.
I went. Yeah, I went out there
Yeah.
for the Oscars week. You know,
Oh, okay. So did it
yeah,
pan out for you?
yeah, it was good. We made some good connections, and fingers crossed, some might lead to some decent work. You know,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So you started off kind of like I did. I started off with music. I had a recording
hmm,
studio, the whole nine.
yep,
And then,
yeah,
a partner of mine, we started a company called Audio Grinders,
got you.
and from there, he went on with that to Atlanta. I stayed here in Tennessee. I was the daddy with the kids. I was the husband. Wife was here. I wasn't going to Atlanta. That was over with.
I
And
hear
then
you.
I ended up going to Tennessee State and getting a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and the video thing, and then
Yeah,
got my MFA. I went ahead and got the MFA.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I went ahead and knocked that out, and after that, So tell me, what made you team up with your brother though? Working with
Yeah.
family can be kind of challenging.
It's funny because I mean my brother, he's like 5 years older than me, so we as kids we didn't really hang out because he was older. He had older friends, and but as adults and young adults, we just bonded and we stayed together and just did our thing. So and we we kind of really officially started working together when we created Block TV. So
Okay.
when we did Block TV, which was really just supposed, I mean, we started writing movies together first, but we created Block TV kind of as a I don't know, kind of as a way to showcase our abilities because it was supposed to be a variety show. It was
Yeah.
supposed to been like a Live in Color, or not a parody show, but just a variety show. And we were gonna have skits and commercial. We just the whole thing was we were gonna shoot everything ourselves, from the commercials to the skits to the whatever.
Oh
And
yeah.
it ended up becoming something else. It became like this big red carpet, entertainment tonight type of show where we
Okay.
had a lot of correspondence, male and female. We had two correspondents in a studio, and then a lot of field correspondence. So yeah, that's what we did. The bulk of our work together there, but we did write Rebel and all that stuff. We wrote all that together. Yeah.
So do you guys still do those projects that Block TV and all of that still?
No, not as much. We don't do Block TV as much. It's funny. We've been thinking about bringing it back, and a lot of people. The industry has changed so much because, that was during the early 2000s. So it was like
It's
industry was
different.
different then.
Yeah.
It was way different then. They had a lot of red carpets and so you don't have a lot of those no more because ever since Instagram was made,
Yeah.
you have your own red carpet in the palm of your hand. So it's like we used to do red carpets all the time with Block TV, and we used to get invited to everything, man. Like
That was a time when
publicists and
you
everything.
really
Yeah,
could get out there better
yeah,
because it
yeah.
wasn't yeah, and I hate to use the word saturated, but
It wasn't. Yeah.
with these new phones, you
Mhm.
can almost shoot a movie with them.
Mhm.
In some cases, people are because we used to have a product called "As for Me in My House," where we would do interviews with gospel artists.
Got you.
So that was our thing. That's why I can resonate with what you're saying. Is
Yeah.
now how the industry just changed. Like they don't even
So
have the
much.
sellers in Tennessee anymore. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. So I totally understand.
It
So
is,
tell me,
yeah. So it kind of died down. The interviewing, going to red carpets and interviewing celebrities, kind of died down. It became because now the celebrities are so accessible because of
yep,
social media. It's not a big deal to see them on somebody's show. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
what are they gonna say that they haven't said already?
Exactly. They've already said already.
Yeah.
somewhere. So that it was we were a little ahead of our time when we did it, but then now it's past that. The time just caught up to it.
So you have to kind of revamp how you're gonna
And
move.
revamp it. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me, what is your favorite genre of movie?
Now that's a good question. That's like hmm. I guess maybe thriller is probably my
Okay.
favorite genre. Yeah, thriller, suspense. Yeah, I think that it used to be horror. I used to love horror movies as a child.
That's my daughter. That's my
Yeah,
daughter. She's a
yeah, I used
horror
to love
fan.
horror movies, but honestly, I think horror movies got, very lazy. I don't really like the way they're made. Within the last 15 years, I'm not really feeling how they
Really.
made. But it's more thriller. I would say thriller. If I had to pinpoint one, yeah, psychological thriller to be more exact.
So I got a question for you. I've seen that you directed 3 films that are on Tubi, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the question I have is, what made you choose as a director? Because you didn't
Mm.
write those, did you, or did you write and direct them?
I wrote so Playing Dirty is based on a best-selling novel by New York Times bestseller Kiki Swenson.
Okay,
I co-wrote the screenplay. I adapted the screenplay from the
okay,
book. Um, Candy Shop I didn't write. I did work on the screenplay, but it's basically written by Kiki and then Groupie, which is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
did I did write. Me and my brother wrote and directed Groupie. Yeah.
Okay, I'm loving the merch.
Mm.
I'm loving the merch.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yeah.
so tell me, what is it? How important is it to you as a director to have control over a project? Because I know being a writer director myself, and going to
Mhm.
school, getting the degrees, and all of the things. That's a kind of
Yeah.
a conversation you kind of have in that space of, do I want to give control of my baby as a writer?
Hmm.
Because typically when you get the writer your script, that's it. What he do with it is on him.
That's true. I It's important. I mean, I'm glad that I got a chance to be on both sides of the coin, though, because it's you feel the same sense of responsibility whether you wrote the project or not. The same responsibility. You still have to, because now even more responsibility, because now someone is trusting you with their baby, with their
Mhm.
brainchild, and you have to bring it to life. And um, so that actually, when I've worked on, with me and Kiki have worked on several projects together, and when I'm doing her stuff, I feel like it's my own stuff,
Yeah.
because it's the same sense of responsibility. But yeah, it's good to have, as far as the writing part goes. Yeah, I'm also glad that I've worked with executive producers and people like Kiki who are very open for me to give creative input on some of the stuff.
Yeah,
She
see,
trusts she trusts my creative input.
that's usually hard. I've worked with a few
It is.
people over the
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah.
it's hard. It is interesting because a lot of
It is.
times, as a writer,
Hmm.
they're seeing one thing, not
Yeah.
understanding it's something totally different.
Yeah.
Especially if the writer and the producer, because they don't understand your budget and your dream might not go together.
It never does.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it,
you're
it's a
right.
matter. It, it's a matter of fact. I just recently started writing a project. It's a series, but this is the first time I've ever decided to write something that I know for the most part I'm probably not going to film. So I'm actually writing it freely, you know, like I'm putting it all in there. I'm not limiting stuff because I usually limit stuff because I'm like, well, if I want to do this myself, I know I can't afford to do it this way. So
Yep,
I would write and limit. But now this is the first time that I've written something that I'm like, okay, I'm just going all out. We put in the you
you got
know
spaceships and
flying things and stuff in there, and yeah. So
this is
I'm
this
going
is
all out.
at best. I'm
Yeah,
a
I'm
seller.
selling it exactly. I plan on. selling it, to a network or something, streamer or whatever, and let them worry about it. But it's like usually I'm like, okay, I need to pull this back because I always think about filming it if I wrote it. Yeah,
The cost that goes into it.
yeah,
Okay, so you got 3 on Tubi, 1 on Amazon Prime.
mm,
How does that how does it that and which is an accomplishment, that's
yeah.
a
Thank
very
you.
good accomplishment. So tell me, how does that work? How was that a hard process for you? Was something that took a while?
It did. It did. So when we did Playing Dirty, when I say we, me and Kiki Swinson, we did Playing Dirty, which is based on her best-selling novel of the same name. And Playing Dirty, we did it as a series, right? And we just did a pilot for it. And to be honest with you, the piece that we did was more of a proof of concept than a full pilot. It's only
Yeah,
like 30 minutes, not that long. It's less than
yeah,
30 minutes, right? Um, but it came out really good. Yeah, we tried to go the traditional route with that at first. Like a few people, some some cat at Universal, and Mona Scott from VH1, was interested in it, and we would talk because she was making the transition. She was just starting to make the transition out of reality shows and start getting scripted television
okay,
series. So she was right there. She got the love and hip hop and all that stuff, but she was transitioning out of that, and actually, not since then, she's already sold that franchise. For like $300 million. She sold all of that stuff and moved out into other stuff. So she wanted it, but Kiki ultimately didn't like what she was coming with numbers wise and stuff like that. But
percentage,
it was
yeah.
hard. We went a while. I mean, we shot Playing Dirty in 2017. You know what I
Oh, wow.
mean? And yeah, and we for so long wasn't able to move nothing with it or anything like that. And like you said, the business is changing. It's also evolved a lot. So
Yeah,
now it's more favorable for us, the independent
I was gonna
filmmakers.
say that, yeah, yeah,
It's way more favorable now. So we finally got an opportunity to go. A distributor approached me about it, and we talked with them, and we said, okay, let's give it a go. Let's get it out there, and went through a distribution company, Homestead Entertainment, and then they so yeah, that's how we got it on. So it really did take a while, only because the business was different when we shot Playing Dirty.
yeah.
It was way different.
Now
At
you at
that
a
quick.
point where you can almost shoot something,
Yep,
find a
and put it right.
distributor,
Yeah,
and
yep.
throw it right on,
Put it
Tubi
right on Tubi, Amazon, or any of those things. Yeah,
or
and then
black, all black. You know what I'm
all
saying?
black. Yes, the options are so much better. I have to say that, and the opportunity is there now.
Yeah,
Whereas it was like how the music business evolved. It's no longer please listen to my demo. Like that's not
yeah.
the case
I got
anymore.
YouTube. I got
Yeah.
all the other
Hmm.
platforms. I can
Yeah.
throw it on there, and it's gonna get heard. And then you're gonna come to me. You're
That's
gonna
what
come
it
to
is
me.
now, and
Yeah,
and and that, really, I have to be honest. Like that's a beautiful thing
yeah,
for
definitely.
us. Because we are, the independents are the ones that are actually bringing new ideas to the table and new things to the table. Whereas Hollywood is just a
Cookie
it's
cutter.
just the same
Hollywood.
thing. Yeah,
I
either
can put.
yeah, it's the same stuff.
I don't even like watching Hollywood movies too much because my family gets mad because they like you pretty much know what's gonna happen. If
Yeah,
at some points I can almost tell you the line that they're finna tell you
yeah,
because
yep,
you're a writer, so
hmm,
I know what line kind of fits here, so I know
yep.
about what they're finna say. I know what they're finna do
Well,
here.
yeah, I did that. It's funny because I ruin movies for my wife because
Yeah, yep,
she's now picked up that habit, and she's like, "Oh, did you see that jump cut?" You know,
yep,
and she's like, Or I'm saying, like, she's like, yeah, it's they really should have picked it up at that point. Act two was slow, and like, she's now picking up what I'm saying, because I'm looking at it like, I'm counting the beats. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting the beats of the film, and I'm just like, mm-mm. I'm like, they had a missed opportunity there.
It's like I'm
Yeah,
gonna go to sleep because I can't watch this no more.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, we're in Act Two, and we haven't even reached the rising action yet. Well, what's going on? Like,
Hey, we find ourselves watching the same things every year over and over. Like she's a big Murder She Wrote fan. Think about the '80s when movies made sense, when
yeah,
they were better. It
the
was like
'80s, man.
I don't know if it was better or it was newer to us.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
I'm a little biased to it and say it was better. Stories were better.
yeah,
Stories were better, and yeah, they were new, but they were fresh and new. But fresh and new sometimes is better. Yeah,
yeah,
because it's fresh and new. I mean, we've seen a million things. The same, we've seen one thing a million times, and we're like, oh, I mean, like, and this from being a writer, nothing is really new.
new, yeah,
Everything, it's just new ways of telling it, right? It's new ways of telling a story. Like, you can't, you're not reinventing the wheel. There's a gazillion time travel movies, but what makes it interesting is how you tell it.
yep,
So that's the difference between Back to the Future and, I don't know, Project Almanac. You know what I mean? Like, you look at
yeah.
these two films, two time travel movies, but they don't all have the same rules, right? It's different. The vampire is the most, as far as I
More,
remember, it's the most made film. That character is the most made film character in
yeah,
Hollywood. There's more vampire movies than any movie ever. You know what I mean?
and it
So it's
always
all,
works.
and it always works. And
Yeah,
and and it doesn't matter if you change the rules. Some of the rules stay and remain the same. Some of them change. And they don't care.
it's
Still
just like
works.
Hercules. I remember when Hercules came out with what's his name, The Rock. They had three different Hercules come out at one time. And
Yeah.
then they had another couple other movies that was so similar to Hercules. It's like, yeah, you could have just called it Hercules. Just called it.
Mythology and mythology stories and medieval stories, like, they always work. They
Yeah.
always work.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe for
definitely.
the production value of it all, people like to see that type of stuff.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, what is your latest project you got working?
Well, I think the latest one that we've been pushing has been Groupie, the blueprint of
Okay.
a self-made millionaire. Yeah, that started out as me and my brother, we were gonna do it as a documentary because it's a true story. It's based on a true story
Oh wow.
of this woman that we know who was a groupie, and she kind of like met and had relations with, like, so many different famous people, right? And
Yeah.
she wanted to do, she didn't want to write a book. She wasn't going to write a tell-all book. She didn't want to do like what Corinne Steffens did. She just kind of wanted to express how, the things that she went through and how she kind of like changed her life around. And
Okay.
we were going to do it as a documentary, but then she got cold feet, and she was like, "Ah, I still know some of these people. I still deal with some of them, and blah blah blah." So she signed off the rights for us to make a fictional story based
About
on a true story. As
okay.
long as we don't say her name, and as long as we don't say the names of the people that she dealt with, we could change them. We do have some people that resemble some of the people that
Yeah.
she messed with, but we changed. So what we did was this: she had all these different people that she dealt with, from musicians to politicians to
Oh
sports
wow.
figures and this, that, and the other, right? And so we created groupies, about five women who all from different backgrounds, and one woman who is a millionaire takes them under her wing and teaches them the art of manipulation and how to become a millionaire
Yeah.
doing it, right? And also breaks down to them the all of the science behind. There's a big science behind this whole thing. You think, oh, she's just a groupie. She's going, no, there's a science behind it of how all affairs of the heart, right? And you really kind of find out that the actual celebrities or whoever these people are, they kind of become the groupie more so than the person itself because they're paying their money, they're flying you out, they're calling you. And she literally in real life now, she literally let us hear voicemails, so showed us text messages. And these guys, we can't believe this. Like well, these guys are millionaires, and they're like falling at her feet, begging for her time. You know what I mean? And
Well,
it's just
because
like,
they get sprung.
yeah, yes, right. And they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you're not answering my call. And one guy was like, "Oh, I'm ugly," and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm reading this. I can't believe I'm hearing this. So we really wanted to write something about that because it's weird. It's like you frown upon these women and call them groupies, but they're really not the groupies. It's the other people. They're
Yeah.
that's vying for their time. And if they don't call them back, they lose their minds. So the five women are we made them up, right? As they're all extensions of the real woman. The
Yeah.
Bella is the character Bella, who is the millionaire who takes him under the wing. That's the character that's based on the person we know,
Okay.
and
Okay.
all of the other five women are extensions of her in real life, but we just created characters to
So to fit each mold, because
yeah
I noticed
yeah
that you had
yeah
five different names. Each one was a groupie of this, a groupie of
yeah
that, a group
yeah
of something
yeah
different.
yep
Yeah. So they all had their own
exactly.
characteristics and personalities.
They
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
have different personalities, so narrative wise, it really opens up the door for us to really dig in and come up with some good stories. But all of the stories, I'll say this, all of the stories that we explore in this series are real. They're real stories. They're based off something real. So in the episode that's on that we call it chapter one. Chapter one is on Tubi. We got another chapter coming soon, but chapter one's on Tubi right now, and it is about it chronicles the hip not the hip hop the Hollywood groupie and the rock groupie.
Okay.
It's their two stories, backstories of how they all came. And every like the first six episodes is basically backstories of all of the
So
six
all
characters.
the other episodes shot and edited already, or
We
still editing?
we have two more shot that's still in post, and then we're doing pre-production now for the other two. In hindsight, I wouldn't have did it this way. I should have did it. I should have shot them all at the same time, but I was so you know how it is with independent filmmaking. You get your cast gets impatient, and you don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose their enthusiasm and stuff like that.
And then
So I really had to work.
10, you trying to do it all by yourself.
Yeah. So I had
Yeah.
to really work to get it out just to show them, see, I'm serious. I told you I was going to get it on Tubi and it's on Tubi. So now I need that should be enough good faith for y'all to come back and finish the series with me.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
so tell me this. I got two more questions for you. One is,
Sure.
how important is it as a filmmaker when you drop a project to have merch?
It's very important, man. It's very important. Like we did these shirts and we didn't do them as fast as we should have. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is important to have merch because I mean, it just I don't know if you get your cast involved and get them all. I got them all shirts, and I gave them all shirts. I'm like, wear the shirts, and promote them and do this. But I think it's very important because it could help you. You know, we were taught this back. Spike Lee taught us this years ago. He. It's like Spike Lee invented crowdfunding. He was doing crowdfunding before crowdfunding existed.
Yeah, yeah,
How was he doing it? He was selling T-shirts on campus of his
yeah,
movies. He's like, "Hey, I'm printing this. I'm selling you this T-shirt for whatever." Boom, 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 and that was going into the pot of,
yeah.
of your
Make
budget,
you
and
happy.
that's why it's important. Yeah,
So do you
What?
guys print your own or you outsource?
I outsource. I do outsource. But I'm actually working on. I just started doing shopping for my own stuff to start printing it myself because
What are
I
you trying to
realize
get?
how much money. Huh?
What are you trying to get?
Well, I'm trying to get. I was looking at a regular press thing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the one that does the embroidery, as opposed to I was gonna just get because those things you can get for a couple $100s. But I
Yeah.
was like, I want to get the one that does the embroidery, so it looks even more professional and more, you know what I mean? So the hats can be done and stuff
So
like that, as
you want
opposed to
an
just.
embroidery machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to get. Yeah, I want to get the one that it does both. It has it. You could do the what's that called? The transfers, right? You
The
could do
heat
the
press.
press transfers, but it also does. It has an embroidery too. That's pretty cool. Big machine.
What's the name of the machine?
Don't remember the name of the brand. I was looking at it online. I could send that to you when I get.
Doing merch. We have a other podcast to say how you feel
Oh, nice.
podcast, and say how you feel podcast is based off of our t-shirt company.
Oh, dope, dope.
I've been doing t-shirts since I was 17. I
Oh, that's
have
what's up.
I got like 5 or 6 heat presses here, hat presses, the whole 9 yards. So
Yeah,
I've been doing them. I'm 47 now. I've been doing it that long.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's why I asked which one you're getting, so I can kind of show you. Hey, I can kind of guide you which way to
You
go,
can got me there. I will definitely let you know because I was
so you
gonna
don't
go
end
that
up
route.
getting you don't get more than what you need. Sometimes we'll buy
Yeah,
you buy cheap, and then you got to buy it again. You buy something that you're not gonna use. Hold on, let's reevaluate that. So there's ways to get around certain things based off how you want to do them.
perfect. We'll definitely have that conversation.
So the last question I got for you,
Yeah.
because we usually hold it to about 30 minutes.
Okay.
If you could only provide one piece of advice to an up and coming filmmaker, what would it be?
Other than don't do it. No, I'm joking. Uh, that's a
Yeah,
joke. No.
reevaluate the thought process. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
feeling.
Reevaluate life. No, I would say just you gotta be persistent. You gotta be patient, man. You know, persistence is more important, even more than patience, but they kind of go hand in hand. Now that the business has changed, though, you do have opportunity a little more than when we started. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
when we started, the business was completely different. The
You
whole
couldn't
business
do what
model
you
was
want.
different.
Yeah,
You couldn't just do what you wanted, and you had to kind of hope to be discovered by somebody, and that's not the case now. You can just do your own thing and be your own boss, and that's great. But it still takes persistence. Start something, finish it. Don't start. Creative people, as I'm sure you know, we have a habit of starting, but not finishing
yeah.
because you always constantly think of something. I literally dream up half of the film concepts that I've written. I dreamt them. So it's
Yeah.
like I wake up and start writing, but then it's like, nah, dude, finish the joint that you started before.
You already got a line
So,
in the books.
right, yeah. So persistence, man, and finish it up, man. It just that's the best advice I think because that's what got me. After all that time, say with playing dirty, you're talking like 5 years before we were able to get it on you know, any platform and anyone be able to see it. Now it's there. So now at that point, you got to stay persistent. When you first put it on wherever it comes up on one of these platforms, you're excited. You get like a gazillion people to watch it the first week, and then it just dies down.
Yeah.
But you got to stay persistent. You got to keep promoting it. You got to keep putting merch out. You got to keep driving people
And
to it.
yep, and
Huh?
bringing people doing the
Yeah,
ads and all of the things.
ads and drive. You got to drive people to it because otherwise, and that's the part keeping the cast engaged. Keeping so it's all about persistence because what happens is you have to set the example. So when my
Yeah.
cast see me walking around, if they when they see this interview, the cast for groupies going to see this, and that's going to prompt them to go and share this video, or they're going to prompt it and share the trailer and tell people, oh, go check it out on Tubi, because they
Yeah.
see that I'm not giving up. I'm going.
Exactly. And tell them they got another view coming. They got some more
Yeah,
views. I
that's what's up. Yeah.
do have one more question though.
No, it's all good.
What you shoot with? What's your favorite piece to
Uh,
shoot with?
right now I'm shooting
Ooh,
uh, red dragon. Um, yeah, we have the red dragon, and we got four of them actually in our camp.
Jesus.
Uh, yeah, we got four. We've been shooting red for the longest, man. Before that, I graduated from DSLR to red, and I never left red. That was it,
Okay.
But before that, we were shooting with DSLRs. Canon is my preferred DSLR.
Likewise,
The
like
five, right, 5D, Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. And we just kind of we went into red though. I just love the workflow of the red, and it's just really, I mean, it's so good looking, and when you really in post production, if you really know how to like color grade and stuff like that, the red footage just looks so phenomenal, man. It's just,
so. I see what
yeah, I
I'm gonna have
love it.
to look. I'm looking at upgrading from a DLSI myself.
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah,
to a regular
yeah,
system. I just
yeah,
have
yeah.
not figured out where to go. So I'm gonna look at that red.
Look at the red. They're a little more. They're way more affordable now than they used to be. I mean, when they first came out, man, they were like 50
Yeah,
grand. They were like
yeah,
50 racks to get, the body.
yeah,
For lenses.
yeah. They the
If you
base
have
model.
lenses, you can adapt your lenses to the red too. If you have lenses already, you
Okay,
know, through, yeah. So I mean, but it's more affordable now. So I really like that. And then I have done some shooting with the Black Magic camera as
I
well.
thought about a black magic too.
Yeah,
One of my god brothers, he got a black magic back home in Cali. He's in film
yeah,
school, film institute.
yeah. And then what's the Sony? What are they? FS7s or something like that.
Yeah,
Those are ones that they give out at Full Sail. Now I never got one from Full Sail because I never took a film class. I my BS was in media communications and my MFA was in creative writing. So
yeah.
when you go to Full Sail, you get what they call a launch box, which is all the stuff. So they'll give you a computer and all the stuff you need for that particular program. So if I would have took a cinematography program, I would have got an FS7. Yeah,
Oh man, I should have went to full set. I went to TSU and
yeah, yeah. Full set don't play, man. I mean, it's expensive, but you're
yeah,
paying for it. But at the same time, it's worth it because you get all of that stuff, man.
you
I
get
got
your
like,
kit. Now I built my kit over the years just on my own,
yeah,
but
yeah.
to
But
go
they
in and
start
just
you
get
off
one,
right. Yeah. They start you off right. They give you that. They give you a year's worth of, or however many years your program is. You have that worth of like Adobe products free. So
okay.
you
Oh
can
yeah.
you can have Premiere and Photoshop and all that stuff for
Matter
free.
of fact, I got to pay my Adobe this
Yeah,
week today.
yeah. Oh
So I,
yeah, yeah. Exactly. And I keep saying free. It's not for free. It's in your tuition.
yeah,
You're paying for it. But
you ain't
it
got to.
just
That's one thing you don't have to worry about.
one thing you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about at the moment. So it's yeah. Red is my preferred camera.
yeah. I'm gonna have to look at that. Well,
Check
Wes,
it out.
I appreciate you for doing your interview, brother. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you for joining us. And this is what I want you to give them all the links and all the information how they
Okay.
can contact
Okay, thank you. First of all, I appreciate you guys for bringing me on. I really appreciate that, man. And you could check me out. Like most of my uh, social media is at the director. That's DA director. Um, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's always the director. And so you can check that out. Check me out. Go to Tubi and check out Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire. If you really, Tubi is set up where if you put in my name, Wes Clark, you'll see all the stuff that I've done
you.
from
Okay.
that's on Tubi. Yeah. So if you just put in Wes Clark, it'll show you every project that I've worked on Tubi. Especially if you
Okay.
go like if you go there, I think it's like that where if wherever platform you use. Shout out to my brother Heaven Hollywood. That's what he calls by. He's a influencer himself, and Heaven Clark. Yeah, but it's Heaven Hollywood as he goes by. You can catch him at Heaven Hollywood, and it's spelled the way it sounds. Yeah, he's on Instagram and stuff like that. And just shout out to everybody. The whole cast of Groupie, the cast of Playing Dirty, cast of and Kiki Swenson, of course, the best-selling author, Kiki Swenson.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all the links to his projects, all the links to everything you got, your
Yeah,
Instagram, your Facebook, the whole 9 yards. We're gonna put that in the
that's
description.
awesome.
All right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. You have a good one, Doc. I'll see you later.
Thank you, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Likewise.
All
Have a
right,
good one,
thank
bro.
you.
You
Bye
got it.
now.
Bye bye. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Before we leave, we gotta pay the bills, don't we? Okay, you pay. Fine.
Allow It How You Feel to take your logo to new heights. Whether you need t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, or pens, we can assist you with your custom needs. Contact us at 615-839-0788 or sayhowyoufeel@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace out.